Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Lord of the Rings, the Third Age walkthrough. We've just arrived, well, kind of just arrived in Minas Tirith. I guess we've done a battle, I think? One? I think it was just one. And then actually, I want to say we did this fight in the previous video. I'm not 100% sure, but I wanted, I guess, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking, I'm pretty sure that this is my most current playthrough stat, so I guess I kind of wanted to I guess, show the same fight, but with the new crew. So you'll notice here, Morwen's got a pair of axes that are actually from the evil mode for Minas Tirith. So again, you know, that's I guess to just kind of show you guys that this is actually my newest playthrough. Normally I wouldn't have done that, but you know, I lost a bunch of footage, actually pretty much the rest of the footage from my original playthrough, so I kind of had to redo it, which, you know, obviously super annoying, but it is what it is. I think Aeden's got some different setups here. Okay, so that reminds me. Okay, so at the very end of the game, and I forgot to take this stuff out. I guess I didn't really think about it, but at the end of the game, the very last evil mode gives you four. I think it's four. Yeah, it's 4 elf stones, and they're called the ancient elf stones. And then there's armor, health, action, and spirit enhancement. And the polished elf stone of spirit enhancement gives you 10 times the damage, or multiplies your damage, I guess, by 10 times for spirit-oriented abilities. So you will notice a huge power spike in my spirit abilities. Now, that being said, I guess that it feels a little lame, because normally, you know, if this is your first playthrough, you're not going to have that kind of power at this point in the game. But for the most part, it doesn't really matter, because in my original playthrough, I was one-shotting all this stuff anyway. So I mean, in all honesty, it didn't make I guess that much of a difference. Yeah, in certain points it does. I will admit that fully. And you're going to see that more for your you know, your boss fights, or the enemies that have just a ton of health. And you know, so unfortunately that it seems a little lame, but you know, again, I guess I kind of forgot to unequip all this stuff when I was or when I got to this point. So again, the damage is gonna seem a little more ridiculous. I'm gonna I went back and re-equipped Hadhod's the old hammer from Helm's Deep. Again, I just like it a lot better. Yeah, the damage on the new one is way better. Oh, I guess I did go back to it. Okay, well, at some point I re-equipped his hammer because I like the looks of it a lot better. And again, he doesn't really do much with his melee abilities, so I just didn't really care about the damage out of the better one. So we've got a new shield for Barithor. This is one of the cooler ones in the game. There's a couple more. Actually, almost all the rest of his, I think, look fairly decent. I guess there's still one that's kind of lame, but anyways, gosh, let's get down to it here. All right, so we'll get a sleep arrow off. And all right, so most of these guys obviously are not immune to sleep, other than this guy, this lance guy, or spear dude. I don't know what you want to call this guy. And so the big question here, and I actually don't have the answer, was what my levels are here in comparison to the old playthrough. You know, again, you're definitely going to notice a power spike here, just because of I mean, mainly because of the elf stones of spirit enhancement, though. So that's the one big difference. I do believe I learned almost all of everybody's skills too for this playthrough. The only thing that I didn't do, I think, was learn Fangorn roots from what is it, the Ranger Craft tree for Elgost this time around. So, you know, again, I guess I won't ever be able to make use of that, and I didn't for the rest of the game. I don't know if there are certain points where that skill is, you know, really good for. I'm not really sure, but, you know, unfortunately, I won't be able to take advantage of that. For this one, though, I did teach Morwin all of the Shadowcraft skills as well as the Lightcraft skills. In all honesty, I don't know. It worked out okay, but that was because of those that Elfstone, that polished Elfstone of Spirit Enhancement. It's just ridiculous. It makes literally everybody a really good. I mean, look at that. Suffocate Evil, 5.4k damage for the damage over time effect. That would have only been, you know, 540 damage if she didn't have any sort of Spirit Enhancement Elfstone equipped. So, you know, that kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of the sheer power of that Elfstone. And again, I apologize. I think it's a little bit lame to, you know, to have those equipped at this point, because again, you wouldn't normally have access to that kind of power at this point in the game. Now, we're close, granted. We're very, very close. But, you know, again, I actually wish I would have thought about that before I, you know, went charging through here. And so now, you know, it kind of just looks like I'm artificially doing more damage than I should be able to. And again, that's actually very much the case. You know, I wouldn't normally be doing that much. Now, to be fair, though, again, at this point, I was pretty much one-shotting everything with, you know, Hadhod's Wheel of Fire and stuff. So I guess there isn't a maybe it doesn't visibly always look like there was a huge difference. Alright, so here's a good little instance of me throwing on Silence, and that works on that Mordor Orc Shadow Chieftain. Which, you know, a little cheap, I guess, but you know what? If you got it, flaunt it. Which, there you go. So the only thing that he can do when he's silenced is use his Morgul Bash ability, and that's really weak in comparison to any of his spirit powers. I did actually put, in this playthrough, I put a little bit of points into Morwen's spirit stat. So she's got, like, I want to say around 100 speed, and then about 130, 140 dexterity right now. I'm not sure if I went all the way up to 150 or not. But then the rest I put into spirit. And again, the reason, though, was because I had access to those ancient spirit or ancient Elfstones. And, you know, again, they're just, especially that Spirit Enhancement one is just crazy. It's so good. It makes any of your spirit-oriented characters just ridiculous. And here we got a new helmet for Barithor, and I swapped Morwen back as party leader. I kind of forgot about that. I mean, she's obviously still lagging behind the rest of the characters right now as far as levels, so I kind of wanted her to absorb that quest experience. Anyhow, a sleep at this point would be good. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, we just one-shot that guy. Alright. Unfortunately here, the caster is going to still get a turn because he is not immune to sleep here, but that's okay. Let's see what he does. Yeah, no damage. Alright. Nice. That's some pretty impressive damage there. Morgul Vapor, I don't remember what that ability actually is. What I mean by that is I'm not sure if it's a water-based ability, you know, or shadow. I don't think it's shadow. I think all these guys have water abilities. But again, no, I'm not 100% sure on that. So unfortunately, I can't tell you one way or the other. Either way, if you can, silence them, and then you just won't have to deal with any of it. So there's Rohirric Rampage. I don't know. The damage didn't seem too bad on that. Although, again, she's got some axes that she wouldn't normally have at this point. So maybe that's not a fair assessment. And then, oh, wow, the double critical and gets one shot. That's impressive. I forgot about that. Good stuff. Alright. Payback. Payback with the blinding light. Alright. Let's see if we get any goodies from this one. Nope. Lame. Oh, maybe that was a random encounter, actually. Yeah, I think I was goofing around, running around and stuff. Kind of like this. What is this? Who is this supposed to be here? Looks like a couple of scholars. Maybe a wizard? I don't know. Alright, let's go take on a troll. I don't know if I've got one more. Oh, yeah, we did a little save here. It's not a bad idea. It's actually a really good idea after you clear out the courtyard to just make a save. This next fight is kind of brutal. Alright, so we've got 3 trolls. All of these guys can stun. I don't believe they can be slept. Actually, I don't believe these guys can be CC'd at all. So I bring in Hadhod right away, get the shield up, and hopefully, or I would sure suspect, I will use Barathor to use Stand Fast. Oh, did I not? I thought I used an Examine here, but I guess maybe not. Ah, Flash Arrow. Good. That's a good starter. These guys can't. Again, you know, you can't paralyze them. You can't do like really anything to them. So you kind of just have to withstand their damage. And I mean, Stand Fast is going to be #1. You need to get that going right away. So okay, so that's one guy that tried a stun attack. Thunderhammer is the so that's 2. So 2 of 3 used their stun attacks on their first turn. So again, you know, get that going. The flash arrow to lower their accuracy, that's pretty huge too. Because again, you know, you can't really do anything like crowd control wise with these guys. So you really need to just reduce the amount of damage that you're taking, you know, get your buffs up, essentially withstand their damage, and then kind of focus them, you know, focus them down one at a time, which is generally a good plan. Although I kind of feel like I could have just used, actually I definitely could have used like Wheel of Fires and Black Speech and stuff to just take them down all at once. Especially with the setup. Now, we'll see here if these guys ever end up even cracking through anybody's shield, but I vaguely remember these guys not even being able to deal. I don't think these guys do any damage to me whatsoever the entire fight. So, and again, that reason behind that is that mountain shield. It's so crazy. And I'm not 100% sure again on whether or not that's based off of, you know, the amount of damage that it absorbs. I'm not sure if that's based off of level or Hadhod spirit powers or, you know, the character's maximum health. I have no idea. But gosh, it just seems like it lasts forever. And again, I'm not even sure if these guys end up breaking through it on anybody. So we will see. Oh, okay. It didn't say that he was immune to crippling smash, so that leads me to believe that they can be slowed or crippled. What? Okay, and paralyzing shot landed. Okay, so these guys are not immune to everything. Wow, okay. I was completely mistaken on that. Gosh, wow, I'm not sure why I thought that they were immune to... Yeah, okay, so he's immune to stun, which is what Durin's Wrath, or Durin Wrath, sorry, would normally do. Gosh, that's really surprising. I thought these guys were immune to everything. I wish I would have examined them now. Maybe they're just not the troll that or not the ones I thought they were. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh my god. Look at that damage. Okay. That was about 60k. Wow, that's just so crazy. I really thought that those guys were immune to like everything. But I mean, if you can cripple them, that's huge. And then on top of that, it seemed like paralyzing shot landed too, which is equally crazy. Valorous haste? Okay, what are we doing here? Aha, okay. Cool. Good choice. That's always a fun. She's so good. Idril is so good. She's got so many cool little combos. I mean, Aura of the Valor, probably #1. 2, I feel super underused, but Valorious Haste. I think that ability is just really cool. It's almost like, oh, you've got one really good attack or something that you want to do with one character. Oh, okay. Well, now you can do it again. One of my favorites is like a War Cry, and then using Valorious Haste to give Barathor a turn right after, and then using another, War Cry right after. It's a little crazy. Ah, okay, so I'm just bringing in the different characters now to try to get experience. Once I realized that this was a reinforcement fight. Oh, this video ends up being really short. I just kind of realized that now. Well, maybe not short, but we don't... Unfortunately, we don't accomplish much. It's just a lot of fighting. Man, that's just crazy. I still can't believe that these guys aren't immune to everything. I must be... maybe I'm thinking of trolls later. But again, I really wish I would have examined those. Just to, #1, probably see what their sheet actually says and if it's accurate, I guess there was the... what was it, the Gothmog fight there, where it said that he was... what did it say? It said that he was able to be slowed, but he really isn't. Here's another one. Maybe I'll examine this one. Being that, I mean, the fight is completely under control. I mean, I kind of doubt it now, but let's see. Nope. Crippling landed on him. Oh, yep. Examine. There it is. Okay. Slow. Normal. Bind melee. Normal. Attack troll captain. Okay. So... we're formidable armor. Okay. That's weird. Okay, so the description there said that they often are given two swords or something like that to enhance their damage. Well, this guy's obviously not using 2 swords. I almost wonder if they accidentally swapped in the wrong troll here, or the wrong sprite, I guess you could say, or model, whatever. Because, normally these trolls are the trolls that look like this, so the ones with the helmet on and the hammer, normally they are immune to everything. Oh no, that can't be right, because these guys are still using Thunderhammer. I guess if they used Stun Strike, I would have, I guess, completed that thought, but, I guess I'm just grasping at straws here. Anyways. Okay, so that was an attack troll captain, so we'll have to try to keep that in mind for the rest of these fights. I really want to, hopefully, again, I examine all the trolls in this area, but I'm fairly certain that from here on out, the trolls that look like that are immune to everything, and I believe the ones back in, in Helm's Deep War, I thought those ones were, the ones with the hammer, I thought that they were immune to everything. So again, I guess we'll see when we get a little bit farther in. But I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess just know for this fight anyway that those trolls can be crippled as well as paralyzed, which is actually extremely good to know. Although I suppose that, I mean, in all honesty, if you can get stand fast off as soon as you possibly can, you'll be really set up for the rest of the fight, because that really takes the threat down from them. That's their, I guess that's the worst part about those trolls, is the whole stun. I mean, and granted, I mean, you're facing 3 of them right off the bat, so it can be quite dangerous. Anyways, gosh, yeah, there's another one. Go for a crippling. Go for a crippling. Oh, maybe. Yep, bingo, nailed it. Yep, all right. So this guy's still. This guy's crippled. 2 in a row. I really didn't want him getting a turn. Look at how far that pushes his turn down too. You can't even see him on the list anymore. That's the benefit of having your characters with haste and then using, you know, skills like crippling, when you just don't even have to worry about them getting turns. Granted, you know, you have to have the AP to back it up. Obviously, you can't just cripple and then expect to still have AP, I guess, for actual damaging skills. But hey, you know what? That's why we built this way. Fellowship Grace. I don't know if that was really necessary at this point, but okay. Oh my god. They just keep coming. Fun fact, the shield that these orcs have, or at least that guy that just kind of cruised in there, that's the same shield that Berthor gets, like, way early on in the game. I don't know if it's like the 2nd or 3rd evil mode, I think he gets that shield. Oh, another troll. And there was a bunch of trolls for this one. Paralyzing shot. Yep, that's stuck. That is crazy. How could I have been so wrong? Well, I guess it's a good thing I learned, like, midway through the battle, huh? Good to know. Good to know, otherwise I would have been giving out horrible info. Anyways, I gotta cut this. Wow. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. Hope these guys are helpful, though. And hope you join me for more. Alright, thanks for watching.